What's going on, folks? Total War is here. Got another great one for you today. This one is was supposed to be sub-commanders. For those of you who do not know what that is, we're going to hit slow motion quick. Sub-commanders is 4 roles, 4 players. Each one fulfills a different role. First one will bring infantry. Second one would bring archers. A third one will bring cavalry. And then the fourth one will bring support. So cavalry, archers, they have to have a certain amount of archers, and then they can bring spears or swords. So pretty much anything they want. Then I believe the archer person can bring spears as well. So it's archers and spears, then infantry, then support, and then cavalry. So this is what that was supposed to be. Originally, I think the name of the lobby was actually Sub-Commanders. So it was supposed to be Sub-Commanders, and they had the same amount of funds as Sub-Commanders, but it didn't turn out to be Sub-Commanders because apparently people didn't understand, or maybe we just decided we didn't want to do that. So Galatia is going to be bringing Celtic Slingers up front, a lot of Levy Freemen here, 3, and then behind that Galatian Swords. You can see the low funds really taking a toll there, and then we got the Noble Horse, and then I'm going to have an Armored Camel Spearman in the back here, as well as a Royal Mirib Cavalry, then a Camel Cataphracts, a Sabaean Camel Cataphract, not just a Camel Cataphract, these are the best Camel Cataphracts, and then 2 more Armored Camel Spearmen holding that hill right there. Then Sparta also bringing Spartan Hoplites with 2 Helot Archers, and then 2 Heroes of Sparta. Then we're going to have Rome with a Legatus, a backline of Legionnaires, and Principe right there. Did I see a Principe? Yes, right there, Principe. So 3 Legionnaires and 1 Principe, and then Hastati, I believe, yeah, so all Hastati up front there. And then the other side is going to be Massilia, Dacia, Parthia, and Seleucid. So Seleucid is going to have a Persian light archer backed by Hillmen, a lot of Hillmen here. And I believe there's actually a Hillman here where that's hidden. You just can't see it. And then for a general, he's going to have a Royal Peltas, which would be an extremely dangerous unit to take down. Parthia, meanwhile, Eastern Javelinmen up front with some Parthian swords. 1 Parthian swords, and then Hillmen, and then some Eastern, the Eastern Javelin. So it's all Hillmen, an Eastern Spearman, and then a Parthian sword there. He's going to have a Royal Cataphract for a general. Also, it's going to be 3 Mercenary Axe Warriors, a Spear, and then 2 Dacian Bowmen. That Spear has a level 2 chevron. And then Dacia has some more units. We can't see those just yet, though. And then here for Massilia, the largest of the enemy, is going to have Axe Warriors up front here with some Massilian Cav, some Celtic Warriors there, and then a Peltast. So we'll start this. He also has some deployables right there to avoid flanking, which is not very fun, which isn't fun. Nobody wants that. But yeah, so for the low funds, we actually managed to scope out some pretty big armies. And if you look at the balance of power bar, to my eye, it looks like the enemy has a slight numerical advantage on this one. But we do have Rome, which is a powerhouse faction. So, and we got a lot of elite units because I don't know why, we just brought a lot of elite. Okay, so here's some more Dacian units. We got some East Spear Horsemen and some Bow Horsemen here. And then behind that, another Noble Horseman. And they're going to try to come around the flank there. Looks like in the Peltas, and then the Hillman pushing that. Now Sparta going to withdraw from his little position right there and move to, when he saw the full extent of the enemy army bearing down on that flank, he's like, okay, I think I'm going to go back and get to the security of Rome. And then the enemy's going full push on that flank. You can see Massilia shifting to that other side there. And Galatia is like, whoa, okay, I'll push. And so they just like marching forward. My cavalry's back here in support those camel spearmen. My main cavalry force, however, is over here because Galatia already had a noble horse, which is a very good cav unit. They didn't really need my help. Now, the Hillmen marching up, going to stop their Persian light archers and start firing. Get into a slight exchange there with those Helot archers. And numerical superiority there for the Helot archers, but the Helot archers for some reason going to withdraw, probably because of the pushing Hillmen. And the Hillmen there are going to just shape up. 1 unit going to continue to push, despite the rest of the army stopping. He ordered that one forward. Now my camel is going to come across and maybe try to take that, but the rest of the army is going to move up in support of that. Don't want to get caught in that shootout. So the archers or javelin Persian light archers there that I didn't take note of. 2 Persian light archers there and 2 Eastern javelin men. So there must have been 2 and 2. I just missed that when I was taking over the army setups, and the archers going to start pouring in on Sparta. Poor Sparta is going to have some trouble staying away from that. Meanwhile, the cavalry for Dacia is beginning to shove that flank. And now my Royal Miribs turning and starting to run towards the hillmen. Full speed there. Right into the hillmen, actually. And it's going to go right into 3 of those units. Wow. Smashing success. And here comes the camel cataphracts. They're going to do the same thing. Except they get tied up. Their charge not quite as good because they got tied up in the hoplites there, the Spartan hoplites. They are going to get in there, however, and that's always nice. Meanwhile, my general, my Royal Mirab at 112 and climbing, doing a good job of racking up the kills there. Then the cataphracts at 133, 139, so racking up those hillmen, those lightly armored units. Good move by that, by those cavalry. Meanwhile, my cavalry, my armored camel spearmen are getting pushed by Dacia, and they are losing, I mean, horribly. They're not doing great, so unfortunately. And now Seleucid going to get in there with javelin support on that unit. I'm going to try to pull out, but it's not going to work. I'm going to get run down. So also we have bow horsemen firing in to help that, and then Royal Peltas giving their javelins in. Meanwhile, my general's going to pull out with 176, and my Sabaean camels at 290. They really decimated Seleucid's army. Then over here, the main lines of Massilia and of Galatia have crashed. The Levy Freemen look like they took the charge. Then they countercharged with the Galatian swords and then pulled the Levy Freemen out for javelin support. I'm going around those deployables there with my spearmen, my camel spearmen, and then the Levy Freemen there getting some support in while the Noble Horse wraps up a Celtic warrior that tried to go out on a flanking move. And then those Celtic slingers just having their day there. So Massilia not getting a good start there. Now my Royal Mirabs at 192. It appears as though my camels are gone and dead. I don't see them like routing or anything though, so they must have all, maybe right here. Yeah, right there, okay. These guys are routing, yes, so they are done out of the game. They have no chance of coming back, but the Royal Mirabs, they're at 192. Few men left, going to go and try and harass Massilia, I guess. Meanwhile, my cataphract, or my armored camel spearman, has gotten around the enemy, and chaos is developing as Massilia is beaten back by Galatia. And now my camel spearman going to run the general, or try to attack the general, but it's going to go into its massive units to try to stop that Levy Freeman. So I'm going to end up actually rear charging Massilian Axe Warriors. Meanwhile, my general rear charged some Axe Warriors, came out with 201 kills, but it looks like it is going to rout. And now I'm going to get a rear charge there on this Axe Warriors. That should rout that unit, as they're already up to 12 kills now, 13, 14, 15. So that unit's going to go down, and that will wrap up Massilia. And now Galatia is free to come in and flank that. However, Sparta getting pushed here with what's left of the hillmen after my daring charges. We also have Dacian cavalry still forcing the flank. I think there's still 2 other units of Dacian cavalry. The spear horsemen or whatever that was over here that killed my camels, I think is still back here where we can't see them. But don't take my word for that. They could be here yet. Okay, and then over here, my armored camel spearmen, still 80 men, just hit and runs on the Axe Warriors and the other routing units of Massilia. Going to try to hit that routing Axe Warrior and put it totally out of the game and get it out. Not a bad idea. Then here's the other 2 units of Spear Horsemen and Noble Horsemen here pressing the flank. And they should really be moving around here. It's probably best if they would come around and try to hit this Heroes of Sparta, or maybe like come clear around and hit Rome in the back and try to stop that, because that is not going well here. However, Royal Cataphracts 186 got the point. They're doing what Dacia should be doing with his cavalry. They're really wreaking havoc on our lines. Then meanwhile, Galatia wrapping up what is left of Massilia, and my Spear Horsemen actually my armored camels have actually gotten back here and routed a Parthian sword, or have a Parthian sword and a Hillman wavering. They're not going to get into this blob of enemy archers and just start pulling those apart bit by bit, as they have racked up 300 kills. Almost 4, oh my, they're about to 400 kills, oh my. 449, wow. So those armored camels wreaking devastation in the back as the enemy is like trying to figure out how to deal with them. Now it's running down some archers that haven't quite routed because it can't get to those Persian lights unless it goes through the Hillman. And it doesn't want to, and the Persian lights are firing at it, so it's got to get out of there, out of range at least. And this unit's at 456. Now the Royal Cataphracts look like they finally got intercepted by some Principe, or the Principe. However, they have a trample, and I saw a second wind just disappear there, so they have a huge bonus on them. And that's 243 kills on that unit, so very good by that unit. However, the Noble Horse here looks like it might come in and try to tie them down. And then we have an Eastern Spearman trying to run down this camel. However, the camel is just going to turn around and just smash right into that Eastern Spearman unit. That Eastern Spearman didn't stand a chance. And it is going to go down really quickly as my unit is racked up 494 and almost 5. It's going to reach 500 kills. It did, 503 as it routes that unit. Maybe should go after those, but it's going to go after the Persians, the Persian light archers there of Parthia, Parthias. Over there, going to try to reform. Looks like they might get a volley off here, and they will. Right into the face of that unit, but it did not cause any casualties, and it looks like it's going to rout that unit. Now, as Sparta is still holding, and their units are doing amazing here, 72, here's 71, and 122. However, Dacian horsemen have now figured out what they're doing, and they are getting behind these units here at 124 and 72. However, Galatia's entire army now is moving in, and the balance of power bar has tipped completely in our favor, as my units are now running down a few Dacian bowmen that have rallied but have not yet been pulled back into the fight. So my unit at 571 could reach 600 kills yet. And the Spartans showing their resilience. This unit here is encircled. It's got 96 kills. And these guys here are kind of blobbed on 3 sides. And they got 82 and 131. So, however, they are the better unit. And now Seleucid looks like it's going to get army losses. And that's going to rout Seleucid's units and get that out of the game. My armored camels at 608 here. And now, let's see. That's going to be it. That's pretty much it. I mean, they still got this cavalry, but it ain't going to do much. I mean, we got so many stinking units left. I can't see how this cavalry does a ton. I can see it doing a little bit of damage, but we have this heavy infantry from Rome, the legionnaires. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We also have a ton of spear heavy infantry from Sparta, and then we will have that if they don't pick it off with those horse archers. They're firing right into the backs of those. No, they've turned it around now. But now the noble horse is going to get into the bow horsemen. And my camel cataphracts, my camel spearmen coming in to help wrap that up and finish off the cavalry there. Yeah, that's it. It's over. We won, unless by some miracle all these units can rally and like totally surround us. And I don't know. I think it's impossible. But I mean, look, this unit just went to red morale for no reason. Oh, general died. I see. Dropped the morale there. Okay, this unit survived. It's at 159. It's got a chance. I mean, it won't win, but it can do a lot of damage. Now it's taking fire from the slingers. I think that's from the Celtic slingers of Galatia. Meanwhile, my horseman continues to run down Hillman and get them out of the game. You don't want them to rally and come back. And I'm at 614 kills now and climbing, as I'm going to try to run down the archers and rout the rest of those. That horseman, noble horse, got a level 2 chevron, morale on red, however, so they probably aren't going to be very useful. Rome using his general's bodyguard as bait. I'm almost positive his general's dead. Yeah, okay. Your bodyguard doesn't get that small and your general survive. So now we have the Dacian Noble Horse, 175. Meanwhile, my unit over here has reached 684. If it could run down this Hillman unit, it could reach 700 kills. But I don't think that's going to happen. It looks like this Dacian horse or Noble Horseman is going to die long before I get that done. So we'll take a look at the statistics. And while we're waiting, you can like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just go ahead and comment. I have a great time reading your comments. So we have Boomer Michael, and this is going to be Rome. He's going to be the top killer on our team, and his Estati all over 100, all his units over 100 kills, except for that Principe, only at 86, and his general at 44. But wow, I mean his units did amazing. Then El Nino, Sparta, and he did good. I mean most of his units, except for that Heroes of Sparta and that Spartan Hoplite, over 100 kills on both of these, all three of those. His archers, I mean, yeah, he did good. 51 being the lowest kill count on his units, and 44 on Rome's. And then we're gonna have Threns. This is gonna be Galatia, and he did good. 21 appears to be his lowest kill count, and that was on a slinger. But his highest kill count makes up for that at 245. Then we have Total Wars here. I'm playing as Saba. We got 201 on my top kill unit, 18 and 6 on those two units. That was hideous. But they were facing other horsemen, the Dacian horsemen, and they didn't. I don't know what went wrong. Something went wrong there. I don't know what I did. And then we have the Sabaean Camel Cataphracts at 329, and then we have 684. There on that unit. That was amazing on that unit. If I do say so myself, I did really good. And then we have Marty Naz. He was Parthia, and he did good. 324 on that general. But the Hillmen just aren't productive, especially against the heavier units of Rome and Sparta. Then super solid. Oh boy. His Hillmen got decimated by our unit, by my cavalry mainly. And then the Royal Peltas, now Rally Trooper. He did good, 116 on that Massilian cavalry. He did good all around there, 105 on the Axe Warriors. And then Pro Gemaris Bandit Cam. He was Dacia or Getty and Getay. And his cavalry did good. His bowman, 81 and 16, so not great. Then 141, but good. I mean, 81 is pretty good. And then 141, best on his Axe Warriors. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching. I think I already said like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, but I'll say it again. Okay.